Hello and welcome to David Johan's market report for real estate in July of 2022. And of course, yes, it's summertime. This is my home office in the summertime. I've lived aboard the boat for the last 13 years. It's a 40-foot sailing trimaran. So welcome aboard and let's get into the numbers. Of course, everybody knows that we are through the media, of course, our friends at the media, that we are in a market shift and everybody's been talking about that. So let's just take a quick look at what's been going on. So year over year, actually, new listings is basically the same from last year. Very little change there. Now, if we take a look, this is where we're going to see the real interesting numbers. So the average selling price year over year is up 5.3%. However, if you look at the month to month change, you'll see it's down 3%. So average selling price has definitely come down since they announced new interest rate hikes. January, February, March is when we had, our last aggressive months, and we're definitely seeing a market correction based on the what I call pandemic real estate froth. So, sales to new listing ratio, one of my favorite numbers. Basically, if it's between 40 and 60%, you're in a balanced market. Above 60%, it's a seller's market. Below, of course, 40 is a buyer's market. Well, look at where it's at now. It's now at 40%. We are in a buyer's market, and all the buyers are very happy about that, I'm sure. Sellers, you're going to have to, if you're selling, you're going to have to definitely shift your expectations. We are no longer seeing hold back on offers that listing agents provided. It's the days of multiple offers are in currently over. But depends on what region you're in, though. So this is also property days on market up 42, almost 42, well, 41.2%. So last year, what property days on market, what that means is even if they did a hold back on offers, they didn't get an offer, they relist. And so property days on market is the total number of days a property has been on MLS, and it's up 41.2%. You could see that all over the city. For the first time, we're seeing actually for sale signs sitting on a lot typically more than 7 days, which was unheard of during the pandemic. Even before the pandemic, it was unusual. So year over year, total residential transactions, this is amazing, down 41% from last year. And of course, a reflection of interest rate hikes. Home price index, it's actually starting to level off, which we've never seen before. That's basically the affordability of a house. Now let's take a look at the 416 stats. You could also see the 905 there, but I'm going to talk about 416 because that's where most of you are. Average price for a detached home is still sitting at 1.7 million. Semi is at 1.34. Townhouse is at just over a million, and a condo apartment is at 771,000. So you could see the year-over-year price changes, differences. For detached, it's only up 2.4%. Semi is up 5.9%. Townhouse is up at 9%. They had the biggest gains, and a condo is up 7.5%. So is the sky falling? I don't think so, and here's why. There's a couple of factors in the economic market that are really going to affect house prices. So, of course, when the bank raises interest rates, it has more of a psychological effect on buyers and sellers than the actual economic factor. So there's four stages of a housing decline. First, sentiment falls, then buyer traffic declines, then you see the changes in the housing market activity, and then prices fall. So we are starting to see prices slightly fall. So although interest rates goes up, there's something really important to consider. Everybody's talking about the inventory shortage, and it's not going to go away. So right now, there's a huge shortage of construction workers. Development companies, construction companies are actually turning down projects to build new residential housing because there's a massive staff shortage. So as the boomers basically are retiring from these careers, they don't have enough people to fill these jobs. So Canada needs, according to StatsCan, 5.8 million new homes by 2030 to ensure affordable housing. According to CMHC. So that's not going to happen. So you have to ask yourself, yes, interest rates are going to go up. However, how's that going to be offset by the fact that buyers still have a limited amount of inventory to choose from, and that's going to keep the squeeze on prices. So it may balance out, and that's why I personally, for what I know, a sailing piano player, I don't think we're going to see this big crash that everybody has been talking about. So right now, we're in, all of these numbers are compounded by the fact that we've returned to a cyclical market. In the summertime, of course, there's fewer sales, there's fewer transactions. That's, of course, compounded by the interest rate hike. So those numbers are a little more exaggerated. Maybe by the fall, when everybody calms down, they're going to say, okay, well, we could still afford to buy a house, and they're going to go back into the market. And people that are going to need to sell obviously are you've missed you've missed the party, that's for sure. And now your reason for selling is going to be either upsizing or downsizing, and hard pressed factors. However, and you're going to have to be very realistic about your price. Don't forget, 98% of selling a home is list price. And if you're going to have the expectations of what we had over the last 2 years, your house is just going to sit on the market. So overall, like I said, every market, every location, like in Leslieville, I'm still actually seeing multiple offers on properties, and every region, Toronto is a collection of all these little villages. So every place has its own unique economic thing happening. If you really want to know what your house is worth in today's market, feel free to reach out to me. You've got my email, my contact information is down below, and I'd be more than happy to give you a very customized look at what's happening in your immediate market and what you can expect to get for your home. And also, what's really important, a lot of people always talk about, oh, do I need to renovate, or what should I renovate, and how's that going to affect the selling price? So now realtors have to work to sell a house. It wasn't like it was in the past. So it's very important to choose an agent wisely, and also to know about what changes you can make to your home to get the top value if you want to sell. If you're looking to buy, I'd be happy to help you. Hope that provides you with some really great information. And if you want to visit me on the boat, you're always more than welcome. So that's the July market report. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on the water.